Okay, so I'm going to show you really quickly how I made this shaped card. The SVG is from a collection by Lettering Delights called Stuffing Stitchy, and the image is the number one, or the turkey SVG is the number one file. So I'm going to open that. So now the turkey's on my mat, and I want the turkey, I know I want my card to fit in a 4 1/4 A2 size card, or A2 size envelope, so 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I'm going to make the largest size. It looks like the width is larger than the height. I'm going to make the width 4 inches because I'm going to create a shadow around it for the card. So I'm going to leave myself a quarter of an inch. Okay, and then with Lettering Delight files, one of my favorite things about Lettering Delight files is when you open them, they're all together. So they're already color coordinated and they're already put together. A lot of the SVG companies, the pieces actually just come on one sheet, and you have to figure out which ones are what color, and you have to assemble them. But with Lettering Delights, what's nice is that it's already assembled. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select him, and I'm going to right click copy, and then I'm going to click on another layer. I'm actually going to create another layer. So down here where the little box is to create another layer, I'm going to click that, and he's on a new layer. So I'm going to go down to one of these other layers. Let's just get rid of all of these extra layers. Okay, on this second layer right here, I'm going to click this, and I'm going to right click and paste in place. So now I have two turkeys on top, one turkey on top of another turkey, and I'm going to close the eye of the bottom layer. That layer we're going to save. If I highlight him or select him and move him over, you can see the other turkey. We're going to save this turkey to cut out, and this turkey we're going to select, right click, and we're going to weld him together. So he's just one solid piece. Now we're going to right click him again, Shape Magic, Shadow Layer, and then that brings up our shadow layer box. And I'm going to make the shadow, my favorite width is right about 1425. That's really my favorite layer. It gives me, or the favorite size, it gives me a good thickness to do a stitching line. So I'm going to accept that, and now I have my shadow layer. Okay, so just really quickly, a refresher. This is the image that we're going to be cutting out, and I just made him so you could see him again. And he's going to sit on this base layer that we just created, this shadow layer. That's going to be the base of our card. Okay, this layer we don't need to worry about anymore, so I'm actually going to delete this layer. I'm going to select the shadow layer, this layer. I'm going to right click, copy, and right click, paste in place. And it's fine that they're on the same layer because I'm going to weld them together. So now I'm going to select the top one, Shape Magic, and I'm going to flip him so he's upside down. I'm just going to barely overlap him at the top, and that's where he'll be welded together to form the card. So I'm going to select both of them, right click, Align in Space, Align, Vertical Center, and that's going to make sure that they line up vertically. Then I'm going to right click, Shape Magic, Weld. And there you have it. There's the base of your card. That's your shaped card. So now you can cut that out along with your turkey, and then once you piece your turkey together, you'll have your card, just like that. Now, I deleted the piece that I already made, and I'm going to, actually, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. I'm going to show you what I normally do with it. So I'm going to, I just right-clicked this, copy. I'm going to go back down here to the default layer and click on that, and then I'm going to paste in place. And then I'm going to hide the default layer so you can't see the default layer. Or you can kind of see them, but you can't touch it. And then the one that I have selected, I'm going to go back again and do the weld, so it's one solid piece. Now, this piece, I'm going to be able to cut him out and in white and use him for the inside of the card. So now I have a piece for the inside of the card so that you can write on the inside of the card. You can leave it blank with just, you can leave it blank with just whatever paper you use, but I always find it's a little bit nicer to put an insert on the inside of the card also, just to make it look a little bit more professional. And so that's what I'm going to do. So that's what I would use that piece for. If you wanted, you could do that. And then highlight this. And then really quickly, I'm going to show you, you can hide these so you don't see them. If you hide these, like turn the eye off, that means that you can't see them. That means they will not cut out when you go to cut something on your machine. If you want to be able to see them, say you're designing the card and you want to be able to see it, but you don't want to be able to move it, you would lock it into place. When the lock turns gold and shows that it's locked. Now I can't grab it. No matter what I do, because it's locked in place, it's not going to let me grab it. So it's not going to go anywhere. And that's nice when you're working, when you're trying to piece different SVGs together to create a card. That's always handy. So I'm going to turn that off really quickly, but I'm going to show you on here. Right now, this is all in one. All of these pieces of this little turkey are on one layer. And say I wanted to cut the red at one time and the blue at another time, or the brown or whatever. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this box down here, and I'm going to go up to each its own layer. And what that does is it puts, as you can see, it takes my turkey and it puts him, all his different pieces on a different layer. So all the yellow pieces are on one layer, the red pieces are on one layer, the orange, the blue, and the red. So if I don't want to print the blue layer right now, I can just turn that blue layer off and just print the red and the orange layers. So that's a little trick. A nice little trick to know with Make the Cut. And again, like I said, if you say you don't want, you're trying to adjust his little face, but you don't want his cheeks to move, you can lock the cheeks in place and then move his beak anywhere you want, but you can't move you won't be able to move, so I can grab almost every part, but I can't grab his cheeks. His cheeks are stuck in place. So anyway, that's how you make a shaped card. If you have any questions, you can leave them under this video, or you can go to my blog and leave them for me on my blog. And hopefully this video helped. So thanks for watching, and I'll